Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. NBA, NHL, college football, soccer, golf. My NFL Wednesday bet on this day, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with the NBA. We'll go over the results from opening night last night, and then we have a big window tonight. The first game of the season was a classic. OKC beats the Rockets 125-124 in double overtime. What a win for OKC to start the season. KD fouls out. If not for that, maybe Houston wins. Warriors over the Lakers 119-109 without LeBron James. The Warriors was just the easy bet in that game. All right, now we move on to tonight. 7 o'clock, ESPN. Cavs Knicks. Your announcers for the game will be Mike Breen, Richard Jefferson, and Tim Legler. Is that right? Yeah, Mike Breen, Richard Jefferson, Tim Legler. My projections: Knicks by 3, total 229 and 4/5. If Karl Anthony Towns plays, that goes to 7.5. But I really don't have a good feeling about this one. Cleveland is giving only 1, total 228.5. So ESPN bet has it 1.5. This is 1. I guess they already knew about Towns. This is my takeaway. They already knew about Towns. Because I think this line would have went up if it was announced he was out. He's doubtful. I mean, doubtful means out. No likelihood. So, close to 28.5. I have to take the 1. I hate the bet. Because it feels like Cleveland -1 without Karl Anthony Towns is an absolute layup. But Darius Garland is all started for Cleveland. And Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson are out for New York. And Max Strus is out for Cleveland. So, but yeah, I'm not betting it. Because I think that there's a chance Cleveland blows them out if Towns doesn't play. So, the pick would be Knicks +1, but I'd stay away. That would just be my advice. Nets Hornets. My line is Hornets by 13, total 218 and 3/10. And it's 5.5 and 228.5. Under. But I also really love Charlotte too. Oh, Charlotte will be in a parlay. But I like the under. The under's be the pick. Heat Magic. My line is the Magic by 12, total 215.5. And it's 8.5, 215. Nope. Tyler Hero for this one. I'm going to lay the 8.5 with Orlando. 7:30 Raptors Hawks. Mine's Hawks 6.5, total 231 and 7/10. And it is 5.5 and 237. Under. That's way too high of a total. Sixers Celtics from TD Garden. Minus Celtics by 3, total 223 and 7/20. It's no Paul George, no Jared McCain for Philly, and it's 4.5 and 229.5. Under. A lot of unders to start it. 8 o'clock Pistons Bulls. My line's the Pistons by 6, total 232 and 2/5. And it is 2.5 and 236.5. Another under. Pelicans Grizzlies. My line's Grizzlies 1.5, total 233 and 7/20. And it is 4.5 and 236.5. Under again. Wizards Bucks. Mine's Bucks by a whopping 17 till it's 28 and 3/20, and it is 10 and 227. Laying the 10 with the Bucks. I think the Bucks win by double digits here. 9 o'clock, Clippers, Jazz. My line's the Clippers by 13, total 226 and 9/10. And it's 9.5 and 226.5. I'm going to 9.5 for the Clippers. 9:30, ESPN Spurs, Mavericks. Cooper Flag's debut. Wemby year 3. Lions Mavs 6.5, total 230, and the 20th. No De'Aaron Fox in this game. And it is only 2.5, total 223.5. I like the over in this game. This is the first time I'm giving out an over. All in the NBA season. I like it. Even without Fox, I think that Spurs offense could do some stuff, and same with the Mavs offense. Klay Thompson could have a throwback, hitting 4 threes. You never know. 10 o'clock, Kings Suns. Massive Suns by 10, total 230 and 11/20. Kings have some injuries, including Sabonis. And it is 4 and 229.5. I'm laying the 4 with the Suns. No Sabonis. I know Jalen Green's out too, but Jalen Green ain't Devin Booker, so I'm laying the 4. Timberwolves, Trailblazers. My line is the T-Wolves by 10, total 223 and 11/20, and it is 4 and 221.5. I'm laying the 4 at the T-Wolves too. I think the T-Wolves are a good team, and they're a top 3 team in the West, so I'm going to lay the 4 with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, now move on to hockey. We'll go over the results from last night and look ahead to today. Today's a small window. Devils over to Maple Leafs 5-2. Oilers over to Senators 3-2 OT. Isles over to Sharks 4-3. Pens over to Canucks 5-1. Caps over to Kraken 4-1. Panthers over to Bruins 4-3. Kings over to Blues 2-1 in OT. Ducks over to Preds 5-2. Blues over to Stars 5-1. Mammoth over to Avs 4-3 in OT. 3 games tonight. 7 o'clock ESPN Wild Devils from The Rock. The Devils are minus 130. The Wild are plus 108. Over under 5.5. Over is minus 134. Under is plus 110. Wild plus 1.5 is minus 235. Devils minus 1.5 plus 186. I'm going to go with the Wild outright plus 108 only because Devils are on the second of a back-to-back. 7:30 TNT. Red Wings Sabres. Pick 'em minus 110 each way. Over under 6.5. Over is plus 108. Under is minus 132. Red Wings plus 1.5 is minus 280. Sabres minus 1.5 plus 220. If the Sabres don't win this game, I'm not going to be betting on them for a while. This is a Vegas no special. 10 points compared to 4 points. Give it to him 4 points. The Sabres minus 110. And then 8:30 Canadiens Flames. Montreal minus 125. Calgary plus 104. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 124. Unders plus 102. Habs minus 1.5 is plus 194. Flames plus 1.5 is minus 245. I like the under at plus money. Okay, now we will go to college football. We will go over the results from the 2 games from yesterday, and then we have 2 more games tonight, all Conference USA again. Kennesaw State over Florida International 45-26. And Western Kentucky over Louisiana Tech 28-27 in overtime. That was my best bet. All right, 7:30 ESPN2 Middle Tennessee UDEL. Mine's UDEL by 6 total, 51 and 4/5, and it is 9.5 and 55.5. I'm surprised it's that big. So the pick's actually gonna be the under, which is fine. I think that line's high. And then 9 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, Missouri State, New Mexico State. My line's New Mexico State by 2, total 49 and 1/5. And it's Missouri State 1.5, total 50.5. I'm going to take New Mexico State plus 1.5 and minus 108 outright, so it's kind of like a pick 'em right now. Okay, now move on to soccer. We'll go over the results from yesterday and so far today, and then we'll look ahead to everything today and maybe even tomorrow. We'll start with Champions League. Yesterday, Barcelona over Olympiacos 6-1. Kairat Paphos 0-0 draw. Arsenal over Atletico 4-0. PSG over Leverkusen 7-2. Dortmund over FC Copenhagen 4-2. Newcastle over Benfica 3-0. PSV over Napoli 6-2. Inter over Union SG 4-0. Man City over Villarreal 2-0. Liga MX. America over Puebla 2-1. Necaxa Cruz Azul 1-1 draw. Mazatlan Santos 2-2 draw. Materia over FC Juarez 4-2. ELC. Sheffield United over Blackburn 3-1. Derby County over Norwich City 1-0. Hull City over Leicester City 2-1. Charlton over Ipswich 3-0. Millwall over Stoke City 2-0. Coventry over Portsmouth 2-1. Birmingham City over Preston 1-0. Bristol City over Southampton 3-1. And in League One, Portland over Spokane 6-1. And then Champions League so far today, Athletic Club over FK Karabakh 3-1. Galatasaray over Bodo Glimt 3-1. Going on right now, ELC, Swansea City and Queen Park, and then Watford, West Brom. And then getting underway right now in ELC is Wrexham and Oxford. Coming up at 3 o'clock, you have Sheffield Wednesday and Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough minus 140, Sheffield plus 360, draw plus 270. I'm going to go with over 2.5 goals minus 120. We just did that. Champions League, 3 o'clock, AS Monaco and Tottenham. Tottenham plus 130, Monaco plus 195, draw plus 250. I'm going with Tottenham plus 130. Atalanta, Slavia. Atalanta minus 310, Slavia 7-1, the draws plus 460. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals plus 146. CBS Sports Network, Bayern and Club Brugge. Bayern minus 1,000, Brugge 19-1, the draws 10-1. I'm going to go under 3.5 goals plus 154. Chelsea and Ajax. Chelsea minus 280, Ajax 6-1, the draws plus 470. We go over 3.5 goals plus 116. Frankfurt, Liverpool. Liverpool minus 180, Frankfurt plus 420, draw plus 370. Going over 3.5 goals minus 114. Real Madrid, Juventus. That's a good one. Madrid minus 240, Juventus 6-1, the draws 4-1. I'm going to go with over 3.5 goals plus 128. And then Sporting CP and Marseille. CP plus 110, Marseille plus 220, draw plus 270. I'm going with CP at plus 110. 2 MLS games tonight, 8:30 Chicago and Orlando. Chicago plus 15, Orlando plus 195, draw plus 270. I'm going with Chicago plus 115. 10:30 Portland, Salt Lake. Portland plus 110, Salt Lake plus 220, draw plus 250. I'm going with Portland at plus 110. Liga MX tonight, 9 o'clock, Pachuca and Tigres. Pachuca plus 175, Tigres plus 155, draw plus 230. And going with the home dog, Pachuca plus 175. Carretera, Guadalajara. Guadalajara minus 145, Carretera plus 420, draw plus 250. I'm going to go with over 2.5 goals plus 116. 11 o'clock, Atlas, Leon. Leon plus 140, Atlas plus 175, draw plus 250. I'm going to go with Leon plus 140. Tijuana, Toluca. Toluca plus 110, Tijuana 2-1, the draws plus 280. I'm going with Toluca plus 110. And UNAM and Atletico. UNAM minus 3, Atletico plus 330, draw plus 260. I'm going to go over 2.5 goals at minus 112. And in USL tonight at 10 o'clock, Sacramento and Charleston. Charleston plus 145, Sacramento plus 175, draw plus 230. I'm going with Charleston at plus 145. I'm going to touch on the games. I'm not going to give out picks because of time. But tomorrow, I'm going to touch on the 12:45 games in each Europa League and Conference League. All right, 12:45 Europa League. Braga, Red Star, FCSB Bologna, Fenerbahce, Stuttgart, Feyenoord, Panathinaikos, Go Ahead Eagles, Aston Villa, Lyon, FC Basel, Racing Genk and Real Betis, RB Salzburg, Ferencváros, and SK Brand Rangers. And then Conference League, AEK Athens, Aberdeen, BK Häcken, Rayo, Breder Bollock, and Kuopio, Drita Dejan and Amania Nicosia, KF Candija and Shelbourne, Rapid Vienna, Fiorentina, Rijeka, Sparta, Shakhtar, Legia, and Strasbourg and Jaglonia. And in the Pro League tomorrow morning, Al Raida Al Khalod at 10:55, 11 is Al Faya and Al Tawoun. So there you have it for soccer. Now we will move on to golf. We have another tournament coming up. It is the Black Desert Championship from Black Desert Golf Course, which is in Ivins, Utah. All right, the tee times. 9:55, Rico Hoey, Grayson C., Caden Buckley, Isaiah Solinda, Ryan Palmer, Thorbjorn Olesen. 10:06, Sam Ryder, Max McGreevy, Chandler Phillips, Paul Peterson, Justin Lauer, and Adam Putnam. 10:17, Doc Redman, Kevin Roy, Will Gordon, Scott Piercy, Ben Coles, and Jasper Svensson. 10:28, Keith Thiglia, Kristen Ziedenhout, Adam Svensson, Adam Shank, Stuart Fisk, and Jason Day, or Stephen Fisk. 10:39, Seamus Power, Lucas Hodges, Michael Thorbjornsson, Carl Vilps, Ryan Gerard, and Aldrich Pottinger. 10:50, Stefan Yeager, Dean Thompson, Brant Snecker, Camilo Vegas, Luke List, Emiliano Grillo. 11:01, Cam Young, Ben Silverman, Mac Meisner, D.A. Skins, Ben Martin, Davis Lipsky. 11:12, Cam Champ, Alex Smalley, Jeremy Paul, Victor Perez, Harry Higgs, and Vincent Whaley. 11:23, Anders Albertson, Frankie Capon, Tim Whiting, Connor Ho, Quade Cummins, and Kevin Velo. 11:34, Patrick Knowles, Harrison Endicott, Vincent Cavello, Carson Lundell, Will Chandler, and Sebastian Moss. 11:45, Cristobal de Soler, Antoine Rosner, Gordon Sargent, Gavin Cohen, David Ford, and Kahei Akina. All right, 2:35. Chad Ramey, Danny Walker, Kevin Ventura, Rio Hisatune, Dylan Wu, and Martin Laird. By the way, it's Christopher Ventura, not Kevin Ventura. My bad. Ventura. 2:46. Doug Gim, Lucas Griffin, Patrick Rogers, Jason Alley. Now I'm going to do notables because of time. 2:57. Henrik Norlander, Harry Springer, Matt Neesmith, Trey Molinax, Adam Hadwin, John Kim. 3:08. Taylor Moore, Bryce Garnett, Matt McCarty, Brett Horschel, Mav McNeely. 319, Patton Kazir, Kurt Katayama, Max Homa, Alex Loren, Francesco Molinari. 330, Matt Wallace, Nate Hardy, Taylor Hogue. 341, Joel Diamond, Mark Hubbard, Bayo Hostler, James Hahn. 352, Paul Fishburne, Kevin Stroman, Austin Cook. 403, Trevor Cohn. 414, Pearson Cootie. 425, Taylor Montgomery. And now a pick. So I'm going to go with I'm trying to find PGA. He found the odds. All right, I'm going to go with Max Homa 40-1 to win the Black Desert Championship. Well, it's the Bank of Utah Championship on FanDuel. Okay, now I'm going to do my NFL Wednesday bet. I gave out yesterday the Eagles minus the points against the Giants. I think that that's a good one. There's a chance it's in Fab 5. Now, this one I'm going to go with there's a lot of ways I can go here. Oh, now I'm looking into week 9. Don't want to do that. The next pick I'm going to give out is I'm glad I got the Eagles at 7. It's up to 6.5. I'm going to take the Panthers getting 7 in the hook at home against the Bills. I think that is too high. And I just bought a little bit. So, Panthers plus 7.5 at home against the Bills. Okay, now I'm going to do on this day, new little segment where I talk about like what happened in sports on this day. It's courtesy of All News Sports. Okay, so on this day in 2016, the Chicago Cubs advanced to the World Series. Iconic Cubs team: Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez, John Lester, Jake Arrieta, Aroldis Chapman. Great team. And they beat who in the NLCS? The Dodgers? I want to say it was the Dodgers. Or maybe it was Bryce Harper and the Nationals. I don't remember. I want to say it was the Dodgers. 2018, the Dallas Cowboys acquire Amari Cooper. That was that long ago? Amari Cooper was on the Cowboys that long ago? And they got him for the Raiders for the first round pick? 2017, the Red Sox hire Alex Cora. That's a memorable day. They won the World Series the next year. 2015, the Dodgers and Don Mattingly part ways. Wow. That's a huge wow. So Dave Roberts is going on year 11 with the Dodgers. 2021, the Astros advanced to the World Series after beating, ironically enough, the Red Sox. 2016, Penn State upsets number 2 Ohio State. Wow, that was the same day the Cubs advanced to the World Series. That's crazy. I would not have guessed that. And I remember that was the Saquon Barkley team. And Trace McSorley. 2024, LeBron and Bronny James, first father and son duo to appear in an NBA game together. That was only last year. 2028, the Patrick Peterson requests a trade. Yeah, that was another. Really? That was that long ago? 2023, the Texas Rangers forced LCS Game 7. That was against Houston. 2017, the New York Mets hire Mickey Callaway. Oh my God, he was a joke of a manager. 2016, Mayfield and Mahomes combined for 1,279 yards in a shootout. That was in college football. Oklahoma had Mayfield, and in Texas Tech had Mahomes. In 2017, the Suns fire Earl Watson. So they must have fired their coach very early into the season. That's crazy. I don't remember an NBA coach getting fired that soon. But I guess it happened. That's the whole point of this segment, to react to what happened on this day. Okay, now we'll move on to the news and notes for today. There's a couple things I want to touch on. Some things I already alluded on. The story of the day so far, the San Francisco Giants make a huge splash for their managerial hire. They're hiring Tennessee coach Tony Vitello. He's going to become the first ever manager to make the jump to Major League Baseball without pro experience. That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy because you would have thought this would have happened already, because we've seen it in the NBA, we've seen it in the NFL, we've seen it in hockey. We've never seen it in baseball. You knew this day was going to come, but it's just crazy that the Giants of all teams are going to do it. I like this. Very out of the box. Tennessee is a good program, and Vitello is a big part of it. The Braves may want a Dodgers coach's Danny Lehman's candidacy to be the Braves manager has seemingly strengthened. And Max Scherzer backs Vitello. He thinks his former pitching coach will succeed in baseball. Francisco Lindor had elbow surgery as he underwent minor cleanup procedure. We talked about this already. Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart out against the Cavs. Karl Anthony Towns doubtful with the quad strain. Tom Thibodeau felt betrayed by the Knicks as he thinks the team didn't fight for you like you fought for them. Huh. He's just petty because he got fired. Joe Mazzulla talks about the rumor that the Knicks pursued him, and Joe Mazzulla said the coach that they never reached him. It's actually making the Knicks look good here, because the Knicks looked foolish after they went on their coaching search and literally contacted every good team's coach. And they ended up hiring a team's coach that was good, and it got bad because they fired him and overreacted because of a losing streak. Referring to Mike Brown, obviously. So maybe it's just Knicks for clicks and drama. That's what Joe Mazzulla is trying to say. He's actually defending them, which is which I like. Pro Football Hall of Fame voting update: Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald among 52 players to advance. Top NFL trade people of Jacoby Myers is a name to watch. Roger Goodell announces that the Pro Bowl is moving to Super Bowl week as the games will be played on February 3rd. Russell Wilson on Sean Payton, classless, as he reacts to Sean Payton's comments in a viral post on Twitter. But yeah, Sean Payton said they found a little spark with that quarterback, referring to Jackson Dart. I was talking to John Mara not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that that change would have happened long after our game. Oh, that's a no shit. Russell Wilson said what he said. Russ says, classless but not surprised. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later through the media. Hashtag let's ride. I mean, Russell Wilson, shut your fucking mouth, dude. You suck. And you're the reason why we're 2-5. Other than this kicker who they cut, Jude McAdamy, who missed 2 extra points against the Broncos. If he makes his kicks, that's an overtime game. Or maybe Denver still wins. Maybe they have a Hail Mary, but who knows? Giants also signed Ray McCloud to a 1-year deal the day after the Falcons cut him. LeBron James won't rush his comeback as he'll be very, very patient with the injury. Luka downplays his own injury. He says it's probably nothing after receiving treatment on the groin. Kevin O'Connell gives JJ expectations. He says that he doesn't need to be 130% to play. Lamar Jackson back in practice for the first time in almost a month. Jaden Daniels out against the Chiefs. Marcus Mariota to start. The Colts are eyeing a defensive trade as they're focused on adding a proven playmaker. The NFL eyes more international games as the league is hoping to increase the number of games played outside the U.S. next season. The Raiders are not trading Max Crosby as they have informed him he'll not be moved before the deadline despite teams' interests. The WNBA could extend CBA talks as Insider says new deal unlikely by the Halloween deadline. So Coach K bows down to Dawkins as he praises his former player in his return to Cameron as a coach. The NHL cancels the Olympic send-off as the league announces alternative plans to host All-Star Weekend at UBS Arena in 2027. The UNC doc is airing after the season as local North Carolina TV station announces documentary on Belichick and the Tar Heels will premiere at the end of the year. Yikes. There was a Lakers group chat after the Luka deal as LeBron had 3-letter response to Bronny sharing trade news with the team. LeBron responded, WTF. But yeah, I'll never forget where I was when that trade happened. KD wants to retire a Rocket as he's hopeful he finishes his career in Houston. Jonathan Kuminga started last night after the contract drama. And there you have it for news and notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So for best bet, I'm going to go to the NBA. And I'm going to lay 4 points with the Suns against the Kings. I just think that that's just an easy bet. And no Sabonis. And Devin Booker's going to dominate. I don't see how the Kings win this game or keep it within one possession. I mean, worst case scenario, I push. So I'm going to lay the 4 with the Suns against the Kings. So there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look at everything tomorrow, including the Thursday night game between the Vikings and the Chargers. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.